And welcome to not 8.5, this is 8.4. It's me, your teacher, Mr. Swearingen. Some call me Mr. Swear. Let's get right into it. The first thing we want to remember is from past units, and it's this process called distribute. And we did some of this in, we did some of this in the last lesson, 8.3. Today we're going to do it twice, and we'll call that double distribute. So let me just put a quick reminder. 4x times x plus 2, we would take that 4x, right? We'd take this thing outside and multiply it by both things inside. So 4x times x would give us 4x squared. And then we do that 4x times 2, which gives us 8x. And that would be our answer. Today we're just doing that process twice for the same problem, calling it double distribute. After we do so, we need to put answer in standard form. Once again, that is where we organize the terms by the exponents. So some students have organized them by the coefficients, by these numbers out in front. That's wrong. Not it, sir, ma'am, they. You organize them by the exponents. So here's an example. We're multiplying a binomial times a binomial. What do we do? How do we use this double distribute process? Well, let me ask you this. If it was just, maybe I'll write it off to the side. If it was just x times x minus 5, we could do that, right? We would multiply x times x to get x squared, and then we would multiply x times negative 5 to get negative 5x. Just like so. The only thing we're adding in today is that you're doing that process twice. So we did the distribution for x. Now we'll do the distribution for this positive 2. So that's just like seeing 2x minus 5. We have 2 times x, which is 2x. And we have 2 times negative 5, which is just negative 10. So maybe I'll highlight this. We had our first distribution, and we have a second distribution. The only thing we have left to do is combine like terms. So here, because that negative 5x and 2x have that same x term, we can combine them. So we'll leave x squared. Negative 5 plus 2 would end up giving us minus 3x. And then we bring that down, that minus 10, and we're good to go. That's it. This is our answer. Let's see another one. Here, we're multiplying binomials once again. We do the same process. So let me pick Yes, let me color code this a bit better. So here we start with x and we distribute. Well, x times x, I'm going to leave my work off to the side so you can see my multiplication. And maybe I'll explain it a bit better too. When I see x times x, that's like x to the 1 power times x to the 1. When we multiply our x's, we add our exponents. So 1 plus 1 gives me that x squared. Then we do x times negative 4, which is just going to be minus 4x. And that's it. That's that first distribution. Now we do the other distribution with our plus 4. So we have plus 4 times x, well, 4 times x, which is just 4x. And we have 4 times negative 4, which will end up being negative 16. Once we've done that, we combine any like terms that we see. Do you see any like terms here? Those 4x's, see how both of those 4x's have an invisible 1 exponent, so we can combine them. However, what is a minus 4x plus 4x? It's just going to be 0. So really, this whole thing cancels out. Meaning all we're left with for our answer is x squared minus 16. Yay! Oh, and then I guess let's ask this question. Is our answer in standard form? Here it is already. We have our biggest exponent number, that 2, out in front. I think there's only 2 more questions. Quick and easy. X plus 8 squared. How do we tackle this? Well, if this lesson is about taking a binomial times a binomial, how can we get something like that in this problem? Let's remember quickly. If I just have x squared, let's remember that I can write that as x times x. Anything that I have squared is just going to be itself times itself. Even if it's multiple things. So really when I see this x plus 8 squared, I'm really seeing x plus 8 times another x plus 8. So anytime you see a binomial squared, just write another exact same copy off to the side that you'll multiply. Let me give myself a little bit more room. Then we just follow through with the same process. We take our x, we multiply it, x times x is x squared. You know what? Yeah, on the last problem, I won't do this work off to the side. X times x is x squared. X times 8 is 8x. Then we have 8 times x, which is 8x. And 8 times 8, which is 64. Now we can combine our like terms to get x squared. 8x plus 8x will give me 16x plus 64. Question, is this in standard form? It is. So we're done. Last question. Go ahead and see if you can do this one on your own. So take a minute or 2 or 3, whatever you need. Pause the video, come back to it once you have worked it out. I will assume that you have worked it out and start it myself in 3, 2, 1. Okay. I'm going to take my 2x, multiply it. 2x times x is going to end up being 2x squared. Then I'm going to do 2x times negative 7 to get minus 14x. Then something interesting is happening here. We want to be careful. I have a minus 8. I have a negative 8 times x. So that will end me with a minus 8x. And then I have a negative 8 times a negative 7. Well, when we multiply two negatives, we'll make a positive. So that's plus 56. I look to see if there's anything I can combine, and there is. A minus, well, first let me bring this down. Minus 14 and minus 8 will combine together to get minus 22x plus 56. Ask ourselves, is this in standard form? It is. So this is where we're done. There you go. Friends and family. That's it. Have fun. I believe there are 8 practice problems. Kind of. These first 4 are just a review from our last lesson, where we're just remembering what distributing looks like. And then the last 6 are what we did today. Okay. Have fun. Let me know if you have any questions. Signing out.